Alrighty, appreciate you guys being out today. Just one real game update to announce: Ivan Pace will be out this week. Getting really close. Hope to have him next week, but we want to be smart with Ivan and give him the weekend so we can get him up and rolling. He's done a nice job in his rehab, and he's right around the corner from being right back out there with us full time. Other than that, no other players will go in with a game designation. Got a lot of guys that got some full work today.
Just in terms of how Kamu Grugier-Hill took over in that position for Pace, what did you see from him last week as kind of an impact player there?
Yeah, a huge reason why we brought Kamu here was to be an extension of those top two guys that we got that we feel really good about, and then also to know that we got a veteran guy who can step in, play a lot of snaps, turn the rock over, almost forced 2 turnovers in the game, probably did in all reality, was flying around, just a veteran presence. Thought that was critical, a guy that hasn't been talked about a whole lot, but has a huge role, especially on teams when we are healthy, but a guy that can walk right in the huddle and command a lot of respect from his teammates with how prepared he is, and I know we can really rely on him.
Kevin, has Jalen Naylor's production the last couple of weeks change any of how you might game plan or structure the offense with the amount of weapons that
I just think we just have a lot of confidence in that whole room right now. Whether it's Trent, BP, Speedy, Jordan, everybody, in that room, how they fit in and making sure, kind of like what's happened a little bit with our D line in a lot of ways with the depth. You've seen those snap counts for HP and Bull maybe be able to start being where we kind of want them. It's not necessarily a snap count thing as the ability to really curtail plans and plays to guys and what they do well. Speedy's had a really nice 3 weeks here. Jordan's been working his way back and looks great, so I'm excited to see those 3 guys out on the field together at times, and then obviously with BP having such a unique skill set and Trent's physicality and what he brings, I really like that room.
Kevin, it sounds like there wouldn't be any kind of limitation on Jordan going into the game.
I don't believe so, no.
Whether or not TJ is ready to play next week, is it pretty likely that you guys would at least get him practicing?
Yeah, we'll have those discussions. He's in a great spot, and it continues to do all the little things right, being a major part of our offense despite not being able to be out there. Nobody will be more excited than me when we can get 87 back up and rolling, and we'll keep you guys posted. Going to have some dialogue here about what's best based upon when we want to open up that window. And you guys know I would have opened that window middle of May if I could.
Does him take into account as well? Like, he could come back against the Jets, but obviously that's a long trip. The surface might be a little bit more dicey. You just don't know. Is that going to play in those discussions?
Yeah, it will. Judd, we'll talk about all those things based upon a guy who's, like I said, attacked this process from really day one throughout this whole time, being ahead of the curve in every way possible by the work he put in, by Tyler and his staff. This has been a full-time gig for TJ, and I know he's ready to get back to his other full-time gig here soon enough, but we'll talk about all those things for sure.
Kevin, the level of excitement, just what you were able to do without Jordan, now you get him back, and then TJ coming down the chute, just like
I'm envisioning what that kind of looks like, because really knowing where TJ would be at, we really wanted to be totally present in how we were going into the season, knowing we wouldn't have him, and now to have lost Jordan for a couple weeks and then get him back, and then looking on the horizon for TJ with what Aaron and Ty have done, Josh, even a guy like Robert Tanyan being available, just pretty unheard of to have that kind of accomplished player just available to help you in a time of need, and then just across the board, you could say similar thing about Dalton, just for our O-line depth and having total trust in that group. Really feel good about where we're hopefully going to be at from a health standpoint when we can get all of our guys back up and active.
Close to Kevin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, you talk about when, especially of late, when talking about your team and styles of play and things. you refer a lot to finding guys who love football.
Yeah.
Which I think is intriguing. What does that mean to you? Like what do you see in a person and say that person loves this, not just plays it well?
Yeah, I mean, you can go a lot of routes with it. You know, if you love what you do, you've never worked a day in your life, like I'm sure you feel. You know, I know that's why I said it. But it's more than that. It's guys that love, you know, a Wednesday in the NFL in Week 10, and their bodies don't feel great, but there's no other place they'd rather be. Guys that have loved this game since they were first gifted the opportunity to play it. Those guys tend to understand what it's like to be in our locker room here, what our players have built here. Those guys tend to maximize the resources in this building for them. And then ultimately when push comes to shove and we're in these adverse situations in games, which every Sunday is, regardless of what the score or circumstance is, they respond in those moments because they love doing what they do. And in many ways, guys who love football tend to be smart and tough, have a football intelligence to them, that the game makes sense to them. And then for us as coaches, especially Flo, myself, Matt, Daniels, like what are we doing scheme-wise to activate, you know, the things that get them excited to come to work every day from the scheme standpoint. And then you match that with guys that love doing what they do, and it's a pretty cool thing. And I just feel like we got a team full of guys like that right now, guys that have played a long time in this league, guys that are in their rookie years, whether they were drafted, free agents. You know, we got a unique collection of guys that are seeming to fit from a standpoint of those principles, and that was the goal.
Just when it comes to Aaron Jones, there was a clip of Matt LaFleur saying he was his favorite player to coach. I guess I just wonder what it is about him. He's obviously very talented, but that resonates so well with coaches and everybody that's around him. Like, what is it about his personality?
The easiest way to describe it is my previous answer. Apply Aaron Jones' name at the beginning of each of one of those sentences, and that's what you would find. Unbelievable human being, though. Just his genuine joy. It's one thing, you know, you can use the term a guy's never had a bad day. That's one thing, but there's, you know, just you pair the joy he has coming to this building every day, his immediate impact as a teammate in that locker room. You pair that with being the talented guy that loves football like he does. He's tough, incredibly accountable. I can't tell you, in the limited things that he can improve on since we got him, every single time it's, Coach, I'm going to do that better. Coach, that's on me. He's an inward-looking guy that cares about others, that happens to be world-class at what he does. So it's a really cool deal. I echo Matt's sentiments on that. You guys have heard me say that already.
Yeah, how close is JJ to going to home games and like being on the sideline? I know he's been on the scooter and stuff, but like,
yeah,
getting close with that?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know exactly where he's at when it comes to that, and I'm sure we'll be cautious. But I do think it's important getting him, traveling on the sidelines, feeling feeling the difference between what maybe the sideline was like during a preseason game to what it's like now. It's different, and the way he's pouring in to the preparation every week, and he's got some roles in that quarterback room, kind of owning the information of the opponents and of our plan. And then my dialogue with him when I get time with him has been really, really good. Great questions, really thoughtful, in-depth kind of understanding. And it's been really cool seeing the dynamic between Sam and him, both in-house here, and then obviously with these young guys nowadays, there's got to be some level of social media component to it. But it's been cool to see just how much this guy, once again, your question before, I might need to cut that tape up because it would apply to this guy as well. And only difference is he got an injury that takes away his ability to be on the grass right now, but he's maximizing his time. And my hope, Judd, is that it'll be more and more visible with when he gets the place in his rehab where he can.
Last one. He at games now, like in the locker room, or does he watch from home? Excuse me.
I do believe he's there. Yeah, I do believe, wherever, depending on what the setup actually is, he's probably got a plethora of choices, but it is not on the sideline right now. But I can report he's, driving with much more confidence and accuracy through the halls of our building And right about the time he's mastered that, I hope to get him off that darn thing. So it should be hopefully happening pretty soon. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.